Look in the mirror. That is the only person standing in your way. For too long you have been having a conversation with yourself that is based on a lie. The lie sounds something like this: I will start when the time is right. Or, I don't have what it takes. Or, someone else is already doing it better. Or the most poisonous one of all: it's just too late for me. You have been listening to that voice. You have been letting it set up a home in your mind. You have been feeding it with your fear and watering it with your doubt. And now it has grown so loud, it's drowning out the sound of your own heartbeat. That heartbeat has a rhythm. It has a purpose. It is the drumbeat to a life you are meant to live, but you can't hear it over the noise of your own excuses. Today that ends right here, right now, in this moment that ends. This is not just another motivational video. This is an intervention for your soul. This is about taking a sledgehammer to the walls you have built around your own potential. This is about trading the comfort of your complaints for the glorious, uncertain, and breathtaking struggle of chasing what truly sets your soul on fire. The title of this talk is Chase Dreams Not Excuses, and that is not a gentle suggestion, it is a battle cry. It is the fundamental choice that will define everything about your life from this day forward. Let's talk about excuses. Let's dissect them. Let's hold them up to the light and see them for the fragile, pathetic, paper thin illusions that they truly are. What is an excuse? An excuse is a story. It's a fictional narrative you write and then convince yourself is true to avoid one thing and one thing only: the pain of effort. The pain of rejection. The pain of failure. The pain of looking foolish. The pain of starting from zero. It is far easier to say, I don't have the money, than it is to spend a year saving every penny and working a second job. It is far easier to say, I don't have the time, than it is to wake up 2 hours earlier, to sacrifice your mindless scrolling, to say no to distractions that are stealing your life, minute by minute. It is far easier to say, I'm not smart enough, than it is to spend night after night studying, learning, failing, and learning again until you master your craft. Excuses are a security blanket for the ego. They protect you from the terrifying truth that you are capable of so much more. They are the prison you build for yourself, with walls made of someday and bars made of but. And the warden of this prison is not your boss, not your parents, not your circumstances. The warden is you. I want you to think of one excuse you use most often, just one. Maybe it's about your weight, your career, your relationships, your finances. Hold it in your mind. Feel the weight of it. Now, I want you to imagine the person you would be if that excuse simply vanished. If it was magically erased from your reality. Who would you be? What would you do? How would you carry yourself? What would your first move be? That person, that powerful, focused, unstoppable person is you. Without the story, without the lie, that is your authentic self, screaming to get out. And the only thing keeping that version of you locked away is a sentence you keep repeating in your head. So, the first step on this road is to perform an excuse-ectomy. You have to surgically remove that toxic narrative from your mindset, and you do that with one simple, but profoundly difficult, weapon: radical honesty. The next time you hear that excuse forming in your mind, I want you to stop. I want you to interrupt it. And I want you to replace it with the brutal, honest truth. Instead of I don't have time, you said I have not made this a priority. Instead of I can't afford it, you say I am not willing to make the financial sacrifices required yet. Instead of it's too hard, you say my fear of struggling is greater than my desire to succeed. Do you feel the difference? One is a passive statement that makes you a victim of your circumstances. The other is an active admission that puts the power and the responsibility squarely back in your hands. You are no longer a leaf blown by the wind of your excuses. You are the tree, with roots of purpose, and the choice to grow towards the sun is yours and yours alone. Now, let's talk about the alternative. Let's talk about the dream. Your dream is not a vague wish. It is not a wouldn't it be nice fantasy. Your dream is the blueprint of your soul. It is the magnetic north of your internal compass. It is the thing that makes you feel alive, that makes your heart beat faster, that gives meaning to the struggle. But a dream without pursuit is just a ghost. It haunts you. It whispers of a life unlived. It becomes the source of your deepest regrets. You were not put on this earth to just pay bills and then die. You were put here to contribute something unique, to express something that only you can express. To build something to help someone, to create something that leaves this place just a little bit better, because you were here. That is not cheesy. That is your birthright. But a dream is fragile in the beginning. It's a tiny flickering flame in the storm of your doubt. And the world is very good at throwing water on that flame. People will laugh. They will tell you to be realistic. They will point to all the others who have failed. They will project their own fears and their own settled lives onto your ambitious heart. You must become the guardian of that flame. You must cup your hands around it and protect it with your life. Because that flame is your life. And how do you protect it? You stop talking about it to people who don't understand it. You stop seeking validation from those who have never dared to dream themselves. You build a fortress of focus around your vision, and you only let in the voices that fuel your fire, not the ones that try to extinguish it. This brings us to the engine of all achievement. The great equalizer. The one thing that separates the dreamers from the achievers. The relentless, unglamorous day-in day-out practice of focused hard work. Focus and hard work. These words have almost become clichés, haven't they? We see them on posters in corporate offices, we hear them in speeches, we have become numb to their power. I am here to resensitize you. I am here to remind you that these two words are the secret codes to unlocking a universe of potential you have not even begun to tap into. Let's break down focus first. In a world of infinite distractions, your focus is your most valuable currency. It is more valuable than your time, because how you focus your time is what defines it. An hour of deeply focused work is worth more than a week of distracted half-hearted effort. What is focus truly? Focus is the ability to hold your attention on a single point, on a single task with such intensity that everything else fades away. It is a laser beam, not a flashlight. A laser beam can cut through steel because all of its energy is concentrated on one tiny spot. A flashlight illuminates a wide area but can't burn through anything. Most people live their lives as flashlights. They scatter their energy across a dozen different tasks, 100 different notifications, 1,000 different worries. They are busy, but they are not effective. They are in motion, but they are not making progress. You must become a laser. This means you have to become the ruthless guardian of your attention. You have to declare war on distraction. That means turning off notifications when you work. It means having the courage to close the 50 tabs open in your internet browser. It means setting a clear single objective for your day and not moving until it is done. It means practicing deep work. I want you to try something tomorrow. Set a timer for 90 minutes. For those 90 minutes, you will work on the one thing that matters most to your dream. Not the easy thing, not the fun thing. The most important thing. Your phone is in another room, your email is closed, there is no music with lyrics, no television in the background. It is just you, the task, and the timer. For 90 minutes you are unreachable, you are immovable, you are a force of pure undiluted creation. The first time you do this, it will feel uncomfortable. Your mind will rebel. It will itch for a distraction. It will tell you to check your phone, to get a snack, to do anything but the hard work in front of you. This is the moment of truth. This is the moment where you build the muscle of focus. You acknowledge the itch and you choose not to scratch it. You gently guide your attention back to the work, again and again and again. And when that timer goes off after 90 minutes, you will feel a sense of accomplishment so profound, so deep, that it will make all the hollow dopamine hits from social media likes feel like dust in your mouth. You will have moved the needle. You will have built a brick on the foundation of your dream. And that feeling, that taste of real progress, is addictive. It becomes its own fuel. Now, let's talk about the partner of focus: hard work. We have been sold a lie. The lie of overnight success. The lie of the lucky break. We see the final product, the victory lap, the acceptance speech, and we think it happened overnight. We don't see the 10 years of silent struggle that came before it. We don't see the thousands of hours of practice, the countless failures, the lonely nights, the moments of wanting to quit. Let me be very clear, there is no such thing as an overnight success. What looks like an overnight success is simply the final, public moment of a very, very long and dark night of relentless work. Hard work is not just about hours clocked, it's about the quality of those hours. It's about embracing the grind. The word grind has a negative connotation for many. It sounds tedious, painful, boring. I want you to reframe the grind. The grind is not your enemy. The grind is your proving ground. The grind is where you separate yourself from the 99% of people who are not willing to do what you are willing to do. The grind is the thousands of shots a basketball player takes alone in a gym, long after everyone else has gone home. The grind is the writer staring at a blank page every morning for years before anyone knows their name. The grind is the entrepreneur making their 100th sales call after the first 99 have said no. The grind is sacred. It is in the grind that your character is forged. It is in the grind that you earn the right to your dream. You have not been cheated out of success. You are simply being asked to pay the price for it, and the price is paid in the currency of focused hard work. You have to fall in love with the process, not just the outcome. If you are only motivated by the idea of the finished product, the first obstacle will demoralize you. But if you can find joy in the daily practice itself, if you can find satisfaction in the repetition, in the gradual improvement, in the sheer act of showing up and doing the work, then you become unstoppable. Because your motivation is no longer external. It is internal. It comes from a deep sense of integrity with yourself. You work hard because that is who you are. You are a person who sees things through. You are a person who does not quit. This is where we build the mentality of a champion, and a champion is not born on the day they win the trophy. A champion is born on all the days when no one was watching, when there was no applause, when the only thing keeping them going was a stubborn, unshakable belief in a vision that they alone could see. Let's talk about that belief. Let's talk about the most important relationship you will ever have, the relationship with yourself. The conversations you have with yourself in the quiet moments of your life are the foundations of your reality. You are constantly narrating your own story. What is that narrator saying? Is it a critic? Is it a voice of doubt? Is it a fearful, anxious voice that constantly anticipates failure? You must change the narrator. You must become your own chief motivator, your own most loyal believer. This is not about positive affirmations that you don't believe. This is about building evidence for yourself. You build evidence not by waiting for a big, dramatic success. You build evidence by keeping the small promises you make to yourself. If you tell yourself you are going to wake up at 5 a.m. tomorrow, and you do it, you have just given yourself a piece of evidence that you are a person of your word. If you tell yourself you are going to work out 3 times this week, and you do it, you have just built a brick of self-trust. If you tell yourself you are going to finish that project by Friday, and you do it, you have just strengthened your belief in your own capability. Conversely, every time you break a promise to yourself, you erode that trust. You teach yourself that your own word doesn't matter. You weaken the foundation of your own belief system. So start small. Make a tiny promise to yourself today and keep it. Then do it again tomorrow, and the next day string together a week of kept promises. Then a month. As this chain gets longer, your self-belief will become an unbreakable steel cable. You will know, deep in your bones, that when you set your mind to something you will see it through. No matter what. That knowledge is the most powerful force on earth. Now, let's address the elephant in the room, failure, the thing we are all so terrified of. We have been taught to avoid failure. We see it as a stain on our record, a sign of incompetence, a reason to feel shame. I am here to tell you that this perspective is completely backwards. Failure is not the opposite of success. Failure is a fundamental part of success. It is the raw material from which success is built. Every single person who has ever achieved anything worth achieving has a long, brutal history of failure. They have fallen down more times than you have even tried to get up. The question is not, will you fail? The question is, what will you do when you fail? Will you use it as an excuse to quit, or will you use it as data? A failure is not a verdict on your potential. It is a lesson. It is feedback from the universe telling you, that specific approach didn't work, try a different one. Thomas Edison didn't fail 10,000 times to invent the light bulb. He found 10,000 ways that didn't work. Each failure was a stepping stone that eliminated a wrong path and brought him closer to the right one. You have to reframe your relationship with failure. You have to see it as a necessary and welcome part of the journey. You have to detach your ego from the outcome. Your worth is not determined by whether you succeed or fail on a given day. Your worth is determined by your courage to try, and your resilience to get back up. Embrace the stumble, welcome the fall. Because it is in those moments when you are lying on the ground, that you have a choice to make. You can stay down, and your story ends there, or you can gather the lessons, adjust your strategy, and rise stronger and wiser than you were before. That choice, repeated over and over, is what creates an unstoppable human being. Let's talk about the road to true success. Notice I said road, not destination, because true success is not a finish line you cross. It is a quality of the journey itself. True success is the person you become along the way. It is the strength you build in your character. It is the discipline you cultivate in your daily life. It is the resilience you develop in the face of setbacks. It is the empathy you gain for others who are on their own struggle. If you think success is a certain number in your bank account, or a certain title on your business card, you are chasing a phantom. The moment you get it, you will realize it doesn't fulfill you the way you thought it would. The thrill is temporary. Then you will be left, hungry for the next thing, trapped on a hamster wheel of external validation. But if you define success as growth, as becoming a better, stronger, more capable, more generous version of yourself every single day, then you can be successful right now. You can find fulfillment in the very act of striving. You can look at yourself in the mirror tonight and say, today, I was better than I was yesterday. I faced a challenge and I did not back down. I learned something, I grew. That is a successful day. String enough of those days together, and you have built a successful life. This road you are on is not supposed to be easy. The difficulty is the point. The obstacles are not there to stop you. They are there to test you, to see how badly you want it, to give you an opportunity to prove to yourself what you are made of. Imagine a mountain. At the top of this mountain is the full realization of your dream. There are two paths. One path is smooth, paved and gently sloping. It is comfortable, it is easy. The other path is rocky, steep, and filled with obstacles. It is uncomfortable. It is hard. Which path do you think will make you stronger? Which path will give you the stories to tell? Which path will forge you into a person who can handle any challenge life throws at you? You must choose the hard path, not because you are a masochist, but because you understand that the easy path leads to a weak version of you at the top of the mountain, a version that didn't earn the view. The hard path forges a titan. It builds a person who knows their own strength, who has faced their fears, and who has earned every single step of that breathtaking view. So, stop looking for shortcuts. There are no shortcuts to any place worth going. Embrace the long, hard, beautiful road. Fall in love with the struggle. Find meaning in the effort. And as you walk this road, you must also learn to manage your energy. You cannot burn at a high intensity every single moment without rest. That leads to burnout. And burnout is just another more sophisticated excuse for quitting. You must build rhythms of rest and recovery into your life. See your energy like a bank account. Focused work is a withdrawal. Rest, sleep, healthy food, meditation, time in nature, connection with loved ones, these are deposits. You cannot make withdrawals forever without making deposits. You will go bankrupt. Schedule your rest as diligently as you schedule your work. Protect your sleep like it is a non-negotiable business meeting, because it is. It is the meeting where your body and mind repair themselves and prepare for the next day's battle. A tired, depleted, overwhelmed version of you is not going to change the world. A rested, focused, energized version of you is unstoppable. So take care of the vessel. You only get one. Now I want you to think about your legacy. I don't mean your legacy in terms of fame or fortune. I mean the imprint you leave on the people around you. The energy you bring into a room. The example you set for your children, your friends, your colleagues. When you choose to chase your dream with focus and hard work, you become a beacon of possibility for everyone who knows you. You give them permission to dream their own dreams. Your courage becomes contagious. Your perseverance inspires their perseverance. You may never know the full impact of your journey. Someone may be watching you from a distance, seeing you get knocked down and get back up again, and that simple act may give them the strength to get back up in their own life. Your life is not just about you, it is about the ripple effect you create in the world. So, don't just do it for yourself. Do it for the person who needs to see that it can be done. Do it to add more light to a world that can sometimes feel very dark. Your success is a service to others. We are nearing the end of our time together, but this is really just the beginning for you. The information, the motivation, it means nothing without action. Knowledge is not power. Applied knowledge is power. So, what is your next step? Not your 10-year plan, not your grand sweeping vision, your next step, the very next physical actionable thing you can do to move 1 inch closer to your dream. Maybe it's sending that email you've been afraid to send. Maybe it's signing up for that course. Maybe it's writing the first paragraph of your book. Maybe it's going for a run. Maybe it's simply deleting the social media apps from your phone for a week. Whatever it is, I want you to decide right now, not later today, not tomorrow, right now, and I want you to promise yourself that you will do it. No matter how you feel, no matter what resistance comes up, you will do it. This is the moment where you cross the line. This is the moment where you stop being a spectator in your own life, and you become the hero of your story. The world is not divided into successful people and unsuccessful people. The world is divided into people who take action and people who don't. Be the one who takes action. You have everything you need to begin. You have a heart that beats with purpose. You have a mind that can solve problems. You have a spirit that is resilient. The only thing that has been missing is the decision. The decision to no longer negotiate with your fears. The decision to no longer listen to the voice of your excuses. The decision to put your head down, to embrace the grind, and to build the life you know you are destined for. It will not be easy. There will be days when you want to quit. There will be moments of doubt, of pain, of failure. On those days I want you to remember this. Remember this feeling right now. Remember the fire that is burning in your chest as you listen to these words. That fire is the truth of who you are. That fire is your potential. On the hard days, come back to this fire. Come back to this decision. Reconnect with your why. Why did you start? What is the deeper purpose behind this dream? Is it for your family? Is it for your own self-respect? Is it to make a difference? Your why is your anchor. It will hold you steady in the storm. You are capable of so much more than you have ever allowed yourself to believe. You are stronger than your excuses. You are more powerful than your fears. Your dream is not an accident. It is a calling, and the world is waiting for you to answer it. So, go. Start today, not tomorrow. Today, make the call. Write the page. Take the step. Chase your dream with every fiber of your being. And when you get tired, chase it even harder. Outwork your doubts. Outlast your fears. Become so focused, so dedicated, so relentless in your pursuit that excuses become a distant memory, a foreign language you no longer speak. You were born for this. Now go and prove it to yourself. This is your time. This is your moment. Seize it.